Hi everyone, so welcome to In the Garden. So we're in the garden again today on this lovely beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I've decided to do a little bit about propagation again, just really trying to get plants for free and whatever we can in our own gardens, and just using what we have. I'm not doing it outside in the potting. I've got a little potting bench outside because one of my neighbours is power washing his patio and another neighbour's doing some building work, so it's really noisy. So I've moved everything in here, and this is actually where I've been working from home over the last few weeks, and probably where I'll be working from home over the next coming weeks. So it's my little shed. Somebody called it a woman cave the other day, which I thought was quite a nice thing to call it. So yeah, we're going to do some seed sowing, and we're also going to try some propagation. We're going to try some some box hedging propagation. It's a bit early to do that at the moment. Normally you'd like to do it sort of at the end of May once the plants have put on a bit of growth, but I just thought it would be fun to try it. I've not tried it before, and also I'm going to experiment with some different rooting powders and potions, because I haven't got any hormone rooting stuff here. There's various things that you can use from your house that are quite interested. Okay, so if we're going to start with the seeds. Oh, I've got somebody saying hello. Is Julie there? Hi, Julie. Looks like I've got two people watching, which is really exciting. Three now. Wow, it's going up. That's really good. So if we get started with some seeds, first of all. So I've got some cucumber seeds here, and I've got some little pots. And basically with cucumber seeds, and anything in the cucumber family, so anything like courgettes or melons or anything like that, they're quite flat seeds. I'll sort of see if you can see them in my hand. Actually, I can put them on. I was going to say I can put them on the plate here and show them up close. There they are. So they're quite flat, and if you plant them straight flat on the soil, they have a tendency to rot. So what the best thing to do is to plant them so they're on their side, and these need to go about 1/4 of an inch deep. So you just pop them on their side and just push them in. It's a bit fiddly. So they're on their side, and then just cover over that with the soil. And then I've got a couple, there's another one here. And on the seed packet, it's always a good idea to read the seed packets, because you can never remember, so many seeds need different kind of conditions to grow. So on this seed packet, it says 1 per pot. So you just take another one there. I hope you can see this. I might just move the camera around a little bit here. I'm in the sun. Actually, let's move this into the shade a little bit. That's it, I think. Okay, so wave if you're tuning in, so I know you're there, so I don't feel as if I'm talking to myself. So as I say, so you've got the flat seeds. You want to plant it on the sides, and then just pop that in about 1/4 of an inch and cover that over. And what I'll do, I won't water them in here, because this is my desk and I'll get everything soaking wet. So I'll take them outside and give them a little water. So the other seeds I'm going to sow are these are some they're climbing French beans. Oh, is that better? Thank you, Susan. Brilliant. So they're climbing French beans. These can go straight out into the ground, actually. So you can put your wigwams in, so put some canes in. But what we're going to do, I'm going to plant these out in the ground after all the fear of frost is gone. So they say sort of about sort of the second week of May, just to be on the safe side. But I'm going to put some in pots as well, as a little insurance policy, just in case the ones outside don't come up. And these are quite big big seeds. These are quite big. So I'm going to put 2 to a pot in here. Again, you want to put those in, they're quite easy to handle. I want to put those in about 1/4 of an inch deep, or maybe just a bit more actually, because you want to go sort of to the depth of the seed and a little bit more. So pop those in there. There we are. Just tap that and firm that down. Pop those over that one over there. What's important to do as well is label everything, because you could have a whole load of seeds and forget exactly what's in them. So I won't forget to label them once we've finished this. I've got 2 more pots to put the beans in. So I've got these are the green ones. Hi Annette. Good afternoon, Clive. And Susan, I saw your lovely mini garden that you made. It was amazing, photo of that. It was really lovely. Hoping some more people will do that as well. So I'm going to pop that seed in there. As I say, 2 to a pot for these ones, because these are larger pots. And last 2. One in there. One in there. Okay. Oh, I'm making a bit of a mess of my desk already. Didn't really want to do that. Never mind. Can clear that up afterwards. And I've also got some really fine lavender seeds here, which I'm going to plant in this little seed tray. Now these are tiny seeds. So a good way to handle these really small seeds is to use a saucer. We do this a lot at Growing Together at Westcliff, or all the gardens. We put them onto a little saucer. Oh, they're all sort of stuck in there. Let's just tear that open. The other thing you can do is pop them into the palm of your hand as well, but this is quite good because you can actually see the seeds against. Make sure it's a white saucer or something that you can see the seeds on. I'll just lift that up so I don't know if you can see that. They're tiny little seeds, and I'm just going to sprinkle these sprinkle some of these on the soil. So yeah, this is a French lavender. I've never grown lavender from seed before. I've been sorting out all the seeds, all my seed packets, and seeing what I've got and what I haven't got, and just giving it a go really. And a couple of weeks ago I mentioned about if you've got seeds that have gone out of date, a really good idea is to put them on a bit of wet kitchen or damp kitchen paper, and then cover them with some more damp kitchen paper and put them in a warm airing cupboard or something, and then leave them for a few days, and then go back and check, and if they've germinated, they would have sprouted, so you know then that those seeds are okay and that they will, they should germinate once you plant them out, because what you don't want to do is waste a lot of compost on seeds that have gone out of date, and they all, most seeds have a bit of a lifespan. So these lavenders, that what they say we should lightly cover with soil. I'm not going to do that in here for obvious reasons. And then we've got like a little plastic lid thing that goes over the top. And this says you can leave them on a sunny windowsill, or you can put them in an unheated greenhouse, or on a, wherever you can really, just so they get a little bit of heat, but they don't need any additional heat. And once they start coming up, then you can put them outside. You can put the container outside. So basically what I'll do, I'll cover that over with soil, give it a good water, and I might actually leave it on this little windowsill here, on the desk, and just see how it goes. So that's it for the different kinds of seeds that we're sowing today. So hi Georgina, how are you? Oh, and Susan's asking, can you collect lavender seeds from your lavender bushes? I'm not sure actually. I'm pretty sure you can, but whether or not it will come true to this is a French lavender, so as the bees pollinate it and they change this, they may not come true to the plant, but it's worth giving it a go. And it, you know, you can always you'll need to dry them out though. You make sure that the seeds are very dry before you sow them. So yeah, so the next thing, and I'm not sure if this is going to work, and as I say, this is a bit early in the year to do this, but I've wanted to do it for a while, and it's taking some box hedging cuttings. So these are some that I cut earlier. The best time to take cuttings is take the cutting from the plant in the morning when they've got lots more water in it, and then they're sort of more turgid and they're more likely to sort of like take root. But I've only just cut these off, and what you do when you cut them off, if you put them in a bag, like a polythene bag, to keep the moisture in, you've got more chance of them taking root. So you need to snip. You can use a sharp pair of secateurs to do this. So I'm just going to snip this one here under these two leaves like that, and then I'm going to gently take off the bottom few leaves. Really, your cutting should be about 4 inches, so this is a bit small, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. Just take I should have prepared one earlier, but gives you a bit of an idea of how we do it. That's it. So we'll take the few bottom leaves off. Now, I was looking on the internet to see what we could use as a rooting hormone powder, because I haven't got any here, and it said that you can use cinnamon, but they suggest you use the ground cinnamon, which I haven't got any. So I've got these cinnamon sticks left over from Christmas, which I tried to grind some up, but so it's not really, but there's a little bit of powder there. So if you just oops, dampen the root slightly with some water, and then just dip the ends of the plant, of the cutting, sorry, into the cinnamon, and then I'm going to use different pots because I want to try. It's an experiment really, so I want to see what works and what doesn't. So then you'll take a pencil, or have I got a pencil, something? Yeah, there you go. So take a little hole. When you take the cuttings, you really need to put them to the side of the pot, and then they're more likely to root. And I don't know the reason why that is, but if you notice things that take seed in your garden, they often seed themselves up against a wall, or they seed themselves up against bricks or something. So maybe it's something to do with the warmth of the bricks. I'm really not sure. So I've got some questions. I'm going to have a look. So Georgina's saying, just to let you know, I used your tiny bunting you did, and ran with it. And she's going to send us a photo. That's really nice. Actually, that's a long message. I don't know if I can see the whole message. Let me just have a quick look. Oh, really inspired. Oh, that's really nice to hear, Georgina. That's lovely. I'm glad other people have been doing those mini gardens as well. I'll show you the garden because it's still surviving, so it's still out on the table. So before we go, I'll show you that. And Nicola's asking how to revive seeds is a great tip. Oh, thank you. I'm waiting on 2-year-old pea seeds to sprout. I soaked them for 24 hours. Let's have a look. And I've drowned them. Have I drowned them? I don't know. I mean, see how you go. Really, the best thing is to just use, not to soak them too much, because they could rot. Try the kitchen paper tip and see what happens. That's also really good for if you want to start parsnips, because they're really hard to germinate, actually, parsnips. And I've seen people where they've done the same thing. They've got them germinating on a piece of kitchen paper, and then very carefully handled them and planted them into the ground. I know Annette was planting some yesterday, and she was putting them in. Sorry about that, there's a call coming through, and that's gone now. Yeah, so you know, that it's just all trial and error really, just to see what you've got going on at home. So this is the one that I've just dipped in the cinnamon. So I'm going to make a little hole with a dibber or the end of a pen, and just firm that in, and hopefully that will root. As I say, we're still a little bit early in the year to be doing these, but it's yeah, we can give it a try. Other things that you can try as well, again, if you want to wait till sort of like the end of May, beginning of June, is rosemary. So what you want to do with the rosemary, you want to take a cutting that hasn't got any flower on it. It's a new cutting, and again, you strip off the bottom leaves and try that. In fact, I think I'll try one of the rosemaries in this pot with the cinnamon, and then I'm going to try it again with something else that I read you can use as a makeshift rooting hormone. So strip off the bottom few leaves of this rosemary. Any more questions? Oh, Clive saying you may have covered this. Do seeds go out of date? Yeah, I was talking about that, Clive. Actually, they do go out of date. So a really good tip is what I mentioned about the paper towel, kitchen towel. Just moisten that, put the seeds on, put another piece of kitchen towel moistened on top. Keep it moist. Put it in an airing cupboard or somewhere warm, and then you'll see if it sprouts. You know those seeds are still viable. Right. So okay, let's try the cinnamon again. So I'll dip it in a little bit of water. I really, didn't have any powdered cinnamon, but we'll see. Give it a go. And pop that in. Really, you'd want to use all the same variety in the pot, but we're just having a little trial and error with this. So they're the cuttings with the cinnamon. Right, the other thing now we're going to try, it's a bigger pot here, but we're going to use some more box hedging for this one. The other thing I read that you can use is aloe vera. That's meant to be a really good makeshift rooting hormone. And I actually have some of this. It's really good for sunburn as well. If you, I haven't got an aloe vera plant, but actually I suppose if you've got one at home, you could just peel a bit off and squeeze out some of the aloe vera. But this is actually aloe vera that I got from when I was on holiday about a year ago. So hopefully that'll still be okay. So I've just popped a little bit in this bowl here. And again, we want to take off some here. So you want the new growth on the plants, really. You want the stuff that's just coming up. And then I'm going to dip that in the aloe vera, and again with my trusty dibber, pop that in again round the sides, and then just firm that in with your fingers like that. So what you want is ideally a ring of you'd probably get about 5 in here. This one maybe only about another 1 or maybe 6 in there. Just space them out sort of as evenly as you can. Then you want to water them. You can put a plastic bag over them, or you could put them outside in a sort of unheated greenhouse or a propagator. Or I've got a question from Julie here. How long before you know the cuttings have taken, or is that an obvious question and they just die off? Oh right, yeah, well they could just die off. That is something that might happen, and that would be a sure sign that they haven't taken. The other thing is with a pot this size, Julie, you'd see the roots coming through the bottom here, so that's when you'd know. And so really it would probably be about the spring of next year. It'll take quite a while for them to come through, but yeah, you'd maybe keep a little bit of like a polythene bag, or keep them, you know, or something like this, or in a propagator, until they've taken root, or really just to keep the moisture in. Just keep them, don't overwater them, just keep them, you know, damp, and put them away, and really you can forget about them and then check. Probably by the end of the summer you might see that they've taken root. Hello Susan, how are you, Susan? I hope you and Clive are keeping busy in your garden. Yeah, I know there's always lots to do, so we're lucky. Well, I don't know lucky is the right word, but you know, the virus coming now at this point when we've all got lots of things that we can be doing, you know, it would be better than in January or February when it was pouring with rain and we were stuck in. At least we have got the good weather that we can go out and make the most of it. Oh, Julie's going to try the rosemary. I really want you to let me know how it goes. It's, as I say, Julie, it's a little bit early yet, but let me know if you're going to use anything like the cinnamon or any other things. The other thing you can use as a rooting hormone, which I haven't got any of, unfortunately, is like a cider vinegar. That's quite good as well. And I think there's something that you can mix up with honey. There's lots of things. So go online, have a look. I'm sure you'll find lots of tips, and then you can let me know. That'd be really exciting. So, Matt, I'm really excited as my old tomato seeds have germinated. Oh, wow, that's brilliant. So did you try the tip, Matt? Did you try that with the paper, or did you just go ahead and pop them in the soil, pop them in the compost? I'd love to know. Right, any more questions or anything else? So yeah, it's really peaceful actually now they've stopped their power washing, but it's very hot in here. It's a bit of a greenhouse with all the windows. Yeah, so I'll carry on with that, and we'll make sure that we label everything. As Annette says, already I've kind of forgotten what's in these pots. I think these, can anyone remember? Was that was the cucumber, I think, in that one? Oh, Matt didn't know about the paper until now. Oh, right. Well, I covered that a couple of weeks ago, I think that was. I had some old radish seeds. Yeah, certain seeds have a longer life than others. I've heard that carrot seeds, for instance, they don't last very long, whereas runner beans can go on forever, really. And it really depends on how you store things. Oh, hi, Carol. Ah, oh, it's lovely. Yeah, it's really nice to hear from you, Carol. It's really nice. Nice to see everybody. It really is. Okay, so yeah, I'll continue with that. I won't do it now because it's quite long and fiddly, but yeah, I'll have a little wander around the garden and just show you, look at the miniature garden that was made last week. Oh, and just to let you know, next week I did a video a couple of weeks ago about bluebells, and we were looking at the difference between the English bluebells and the Spanish bluebells. So George is going to put that little video together for us, and we're going to play that next Wednesday at 3 o'clock, but then I'll come on live afterwards to try and answer any questions and, you know, just talk about that, because yeah, it's quite interesting. I think people are really interested to know the difference in the English and the Spanish bluebells. Okay, so I'm going to swipe the camera around now and just take you out in the garden to have a quick look. It's quieting down now. Have a quick look at the oh, I don't know if yeah, there we are. I still need some work on my camera work. Yeah, have a look at the little miniature garden and see how it's going. And Georgina, I'd really love to see yours. It'd be lovely if you please take some photos. So this is Harley. Yeah, he's a bit fed up. He's decided to have a little nap in the shed. Keeps me company. There he is. He's not really interested at all in seed sowing or propagation. So oh, come out here. It's a bit stiff, that door. Ah, so Julie's saying she's got so many bluebells, and I'm trying to get rid of. Oh, I'm trying to rid of some. Will tune in. Oh, okay. Oh, hi. So, is that Soph? Oh, that's Sarah, isn't it? Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. Oops, looking at my patchy lawn with a. All right. Okay. So yeah, just have a quick look at this. It's a bit windy here. But yeah, it's doing well. It's actually doing really well. So some of the little flowers I put in, they're growing well, and the bunting. So yeah, I just need to fill up my pond a little bit and maybe put some more little flowers on that. Oh, I see you want to get rid of some. Yeah, because the bluebell, the English bluebells, they are quite invasive actually, and there's they are taking over and going into the woodlands. Oh, and a couple of weeks ago as well, I ordered these strawberries, mail order, and they look like little dead things. I thought they'd never come round, but I put them up, and they've just, yeah, they've really taken. So that's really good. Really pleased with that. Oh, you like the garden? Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, a lot of people have been making them, and Susan made one, and it was so lovely. She, instead of using the bunting, she'd cut out shapes of washing, so it looked like a washing line. It was really nice. Oh, Georgina, I really want to see your garden, your mini garden. Okay, so yeah, we've got quite a few. So this is I won't go too much. I won't talk too much about bluebells because we're going to look at those next week. But yeah, I've got a whole load. And the other thing I've got coming up, and I don't even remember planting this, is the lily of the valley, which is really sweet. The flowers are lovely, but yeah, I don't know how it got there, but that tends to be a bit of the case in my garden, really. So let's just swap that around. Okay, so anything else? Any other questions before I leave you? No? Anyone else there? Anyone want to talk about their gardens or anything at all? It'd be really lovely to hear from you. So we've got someone working in there, look, working from home. There's 3 of us working at home in this house. It's a bit like that's why I've got the shed, you see. That's where I am. I'm quite happy to be in the shed. Oh, so Vic has a method for sowing runner beans, as we've used it. And have used to keep a lot. He puts them on damp newspaper in seed trays. Oh, I'm going to read this tip afterwards, Carol, because I might even try that. Oh, hi Georgia. Yeah, missing you too. So Georgina's asking how can she send her picture to Trust Links, with her mini garden. I think if you I'm not sure if you can WhatsApp it to somebody. What I'll do, Georgina, I'll speak to Georgia, who's our technical whiz with everything video and Facebook, and see what she can suggest, and maybe ask Karen or somebody to give you a call and let you know about that. Oh, Matt has some spinach growing too. Matt, we want to see some photos of the spinach. The other thing you can do as well, which I did last week, I had a pot that I had just some old annuals in, and I just basically sprinkled over some rocket in this, and that's all come up, and it's amazing. So it's probably enough rocket, for the whole of that family, because you can cut and come again. So once it comes up, if you cut it, but don't cut it right down to the base, just leave like 2 leaves or like 4 leaves above that, you can have rocket all summer. So that's really good. Oh, Matt's saying, Georgina, when you send your picture, if you send it through on Messenger, then we can upload that for you. Okay. Right, so I think that's probably it, really. I don't know if there's anything else interesting coming up at this time of year. I've got some really nice apple blossom, actually. I could show you that. I've only got, unlike Matt, who's got a mini orchard in his garden, I've got one little apple tree. Oh, there's Harley's come out to join me now, look. Hiya, Harley. No, still not really interested. So yeah, the blossom on this tree is amazing. It's really coming out now, so hopefully we'll have lots of apples, and we do usually get quite a lot of apples on this tree. So wild rocket is better, is it, Carol? Right, okay. I don't know. Can you forage that? Maybe you can. I don't really know. Perhaps you can let us know, Carol. That would be really interesting. Oh, Julie's saying Harley's so sweet. Sometimes. He's not always as quiet as that. He's actually being really quite well behaved at the moment. So yeah. Okay, right, well on that note I'll probably leave you, and I'll see you next week. So we'll be doing bluebells next week, and then we'll be talking about them afterwards. And yeah, okay, so okay, bye from me and bye from Harley, and yeah, see you all next week. Okay, take care and stay safe, everybody. Bye.